Hi guys, welcome to iSignal channel. So today we are going to discuss about the previous continuation of the eNode B logs with respect to the L3 call. So the main scenario here is now the context is actually released as per the last discussion what I mentioned. So here you can see the logs related to that received release complete release, which means the RNTA 46 is actually released now. Released in the sense like it is actually gone into the idle mode. Now we are going to trigger the ping. I think paging message will come into the picture. As you can see here, this is the paging message, broadcast message, which is downlink message. So for that, PDCCH and PDSH, because in order to indicate that UV will receive the paging. So broadcast paging, because you can see two types of paging here: SNAP paging, which is from the MME. Now this is a result of the triggering of the MME. That's why the base station will send the TX. Because for the base station it is TX actually. Now paging it is receiving, which means at the UV side you can expect that kind of logs here. Paging in the downlink. So now here for that, now the UV will respond with the PRACH, right? You can see the PRACH preamble and all these things, right? Resetting RNTI. Earlier it was 46, now the RNTI is 47, because every time you allocate or every time you request for the random access, the new RNTI is actually allocated. So PRACH it is sending. Now the random access response base station has to prepare, and it has to schedule the PDCSH and PDSH. That's why those messages that you can see here, RNTI, PRACH, and the random access, right? RNTI is actually 47, right? And other things that you can see, PDSH, PDU, and you are initiating the RRC connection request, right? Again the similar lines, RRC connection request, RRC connection setup, right? And RRC connection setup complete. All these things with respect to that, what all the different things are actually required, right? You can see scheduling request is required, and CQA reporting is also mentioned, so that you can get scheduler can allocate the RBs, right? If there is any contention also is to be scheduled, right? By default it will actually schedule the contention resolution. That's why it is sending the MAC control element, SDU, RLC SDU, right? The respect to RLC SDUs, SRB1 AM mode of configuration. So in order to understand much more in deep, maybe first you have to be familiar with the individual layer specific details by going through the respective specifications. 36, 331, 321, 311, sorry, 321, 322, and 323, depending on that, whatever you are interested in and trying to have a look. So in order to understand more in detail, at least the PDU level details and header and payload, like that, those things are actually necessary in order to understand this. Integrity, RSC connection setup complete, right? Now setup complete. Again, initial UV message. The similar things, maybe you can refer to the previous video where I have actually explained about the initial UV and also how the L3 call specific eNode B logs are discussed already, like encryption, all the things. These things will repeat basically, right? Security mode command, security mode complete. For that, the respective all the lower layers, how they are actually preparing according to specifications, right? This is fully 3GPP compliant, and you can get all the details. If there is any doubt, you can open the 3GPP specification and you can try to have a look at it. Now all these things are there. For example, it will be very difficult to understand all the things at one shot actually within this particular eNode. Now I'm giving some tips related to how I can how we can browse the logs easily. Okay, so it means like there are two approaches basically. One is you can go according to, if you have the complete L3 NAS call, and also if you have the complete details related to the individual layer specific, not at a very detailed level, at least just at a simple level, very fundamental level. For example, PDCP functions, some functions, RLC some functions, MAC some functions, RRC some functions. So like this, if you know the basic and fundamental details, and if you know the entire NAS L3 call, how it actually behaves and how the interaction between UV and the base station happens, then this approach is very much easier, because you can see some repeated kind of logics for every message. Okay, so let's say for example here security mode command, right? For the security mode command at the RRC level, now how my lower layers are preparing, right? Until here the lower layers are preparing, including receiving. For example here, this means this is a message from the UV, right? For that UV is already allocated, so that's why all these allocations are actually happening here in terms of PDCCH, PUSH. If you're allocating PUSH, then only you can able to send PUSH, then UV can able to send. So this is for the UV to send the security mode complete, right? So that's how actually we have to understand the allocations. So UV got PSH allocations and UV is sending, and now it is actually requesting sending the acknowledgement in the downlink, right? This is how actually we have to understand. So this is one type of approach, Now another type of approach is, for example, if you are familiar only with RRC or only with MAC or only with physical layer, right? First get into the details related to only one specific, but in the direction of understanding, let's say for example you know only RRC. Now what you do, just take this notepad. This notepad is very much helpful. Notepad plus specifically. Okay, this particular tool is very much helpful in order to understand this particular log. Okay, example I can say how it is helpful, I will show you. Okay, so for example, if you are making RRC, okay, and find all in current, right? Keep the RRC and find all in current, or find all in all open documents. So this is not our interest. Our interest is find all in current document. Means wherever you see the RRC specific messages, it will come. All the things are there, you can see. Which means from this you will come to know. We are very familiar whenever you are using a QXDM tool or MediaTek tool, ELT, all the things, right? And STT from the Intel, right? Samsung tools or any things that you can see. Okay, you will come to know. You are very much familiar with RRC OTA messages, right? So that's why I'm just trying to give as a first type of analysis from the RRC perspective. You can see system information block 1, right? Allocating PRBs for the PUCCH, timers, right? This is only related to RRC, Just copy and go to the next and paste, right? So this is purely RRC. People who are from the control plane background or only from the RRC background, you can understand better from the 38, 36, 331, then it is very much familiar to you, right? So in the upcoming videos, I will try to segregate layer specific information, what you have to understand from the physical layer perspective, or from the MAC layer perspective, or from the PDCP RLC layer perspective. We will try to see individually in the individual layer specific videos. So remember, we are trying to understand only base station. Okay, so we'll try to see all those things currently. Okay, from the RRC perspective only in today's discussion. So as you can see, again you can think about the L3 call, and we'll try to see example here, system information log, how it is actually happening, right? RRC connection request, RRC connection setup, this is uplink, this is downlink, request, which means RX, right, for the base station, because this is base station logs, right? So like this it is currently happening. You can see DL info transfer, UL info transfer, received RRC SDU, right? Which means like authentication request, authentication response, right? And security mode command and security mode command complete. But this in this case it is NAS specific security mode. Now here this is RRC specific security mode. These two are the two mechanisms already implemented until then getting the UV capability information. And then so you can see here RRC connection means in this particular situation, what is currently happening at the NAS level, that you can think of it from the UV to MME communication, which is NAS protocol. Now in this case it is ESM is actually happening, which means the activate EPS default bearer context request, which will be going in the configuration, which means ESM message, and this is the complete, which means activate default EPS bearer context response, which means attaching along with the attach complete, it will go attach accept. Attach accept is from the network side, which is the downlink, and attach complete is in the uplink. So those things it won't be shown in this particular case because this is only eNodeB logs, and eNodeB is not able to recognize all those things. Those things we can see in the UV log and also in the MME log. So I'll try to discuss all those things in the different upcoming videos. Okay, you can see other things. This is for the paging, right? Because we have seen it is released, now the context is released, RABs are released, ERABs are released for this particular 46, right? 47, correct? Okay, fine. So yeah, we will continue these things in the next video. You can see again the releases and other things. So those things we'll discuss in the upcoming videos, the next layers. Thank you. Thanks.